This week's episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Axe Arsenal,
GoDaddy.com,
and Netflix. Well, I am very impressed. I really am.
You have yourself quite a place here, you know?
Well, I can't get over the fact that 24 hours ago, I was in an Egyptian tomb, and I didn't know any of you wonderful people, and here I am now, on the verge of a madcapped Manhattan weekend. My God, you must really love this show.
Me?
You've been watching this all day, and I've seen you twice before.
You mean me?
Yes, you. This is the 5th time you're seeing this.
Alex, come here. Quickly.
I gotta talk to you.
Well, listen, old sport, you're on the wrong side.
I'm gonna have a look around. Go on without me.
Get back here. We're in the middle of a show.
Well, we can't continue the show.
Who are you?
Courtney?
Come on, let's get out of here and go someplace we can talk.
But you're in the show.
Wrong, Courtney. I'm free. After 95 performances of the same routine, I'm finally free. Jeff?
3 rad dudes with nothing better to do get abducted by the crew of the Starship Alpha 2. They're from the planet Q, which, due to a space-time loop, is stuck in 82 and must be rescued. They need our heroes to discuss the latest news and give their reviews of games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. We swear this is all true, not just the premise to the Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show, episode number 95. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Canada.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
The Totally Rad Show's weekly dose of all things rad. Of course, this week this means our best of 2008. What?
With a live audience!
That is what I'm...
Like a huge audience.
You know what? And that is just a testament to Dolby's magic.
Yeah, that's right.
We're here at Dolby in Pasadena. The guys in Dolby are in Burbank. Why did I think we were in Pasadena?
I don't know.
I think
I can't even think of one
even while
reason
we were
why.
driving here, I was like, so we're going to Pasadena, and everybody's like, Burbank. It's in Burbank.
Oh.
Anyway, so we want to thank the people at Dolby here to let us into their screening room.
Yeah, and people who've watched the show know that we had a contest to see who could be here tonight. We had an overwhelming number of submissions. If you couldn't be here and you entered, thanks for entering. We will do more live shows in the future at larger venues, but this venue is very special, and I think the people here are going to be in for a treat tonight because
we
we
got
got some
fun
really
stuff.
cool surprises.
Very cool.
Yeah, Dolby has set us up pretty good. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the best of 2008.
This week in movies, we are talking about our top 5 favorite movies of 2008.
We are armed, each, with our
information.
top 5 lists, unbeknownst to the others.
Well, some benouncing happened accidentally.
Well, there was accidental
benouncing, yeah.
But I believe I benounced you first, but I'm not sure.
You did not benounce me.
I think I benounced
Unbeknownst to you.
So the way we're going to do this, none of us know each other's 5 movies.
I think we just made that very clear.
There's more.
Unbeknownst to Dan.
When we get to the number 1, we may see
Yes.
some things behind us.
Presented
Viewers at
by
home
Dolby.
may see it.
All right, let's dive in. Let's dive in.
But
I think
we
I'm first.
then have to decide on what we as a show,
Consensus.
what is the number 1 movie?
What is the totally rad movie
So-
of 08?
Alex, let's start with you. What is number 5?
So my fifth movie, my 5th favorite movie. First off, it's very hard to choose these movies because there were a lot of good movies in 08. My 5th favorite movie was JCVD.
Great movie.
Maybe it made a list.
May appear on another list.
I love great movie. Thank you.
Interesting.
Well chosen.
Thank you. I felt like that movie. I mean, first off, all the Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, it's great. We can't get into too many because we have 15 more.
See episode blank to see our review of
88.
And that was Steve putting my voiceover in. With Steve going.
88.
It could be 91.
Number 4, Milk.
Oh, very good movie.
A very good movie.
Very good movie.
See? I don't think I pronounced you. I pronounced Jeff. So that was 4. 3.
Exciting.
3.
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Wow, low. That's a low Dark Knight score, I would say.
It is, but now you get to see what you get to wait until you see what my twosie onesies are. Mr. Banones.
Can I predict
Mr.
one?
Banones.
Can I predict a possible 2 or 1?
Sure.
Iron Man might be on there somewhere.
Number 2. And I have to say, it was tough because
So Iron Man,
Dark Knight, both great movies, both great comic book movies, really taking comic book movies into another direction. There was just something more enjoyable for me about the Iron Man experience, and I think it might have come down to the fact that I had seen the Batman told in that way before, so it was great to see it again and with new stuff, but I'd never seen Iron Man done in that way. I mean, I'd never seen
Plus, it
Iron
was
Man
funny.
done ever.
It was funnier.
It was.
So
and
enjoyable.
Iron Man, yeah. So anyway, number 1 movie, Alex Albrecht, 2009. I know a few people at home are going to cry about this because they're not going to agree. Let's take a look.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever seen a one-trick pony and feel so happy and free? If you ever
I was wondering if I could get some more work.
All I got is weekends. Isn't that when you sit on other dudes' faces?
Have you ever seen a one-legged dog?
Have a beer with me?
One
One beer.
If you've ever seen
You have a daughter?
Oh, my daughter, she don't like me very much.
You should call her.
and you seen me.
What do you want from me?
I'm an old, broken-down piece of meat, and I deserve to be all alone. I just don't want you to hate me.
Before, and you seen me.
Best movie of 08.
Two things. Two things.
Charlie.
First of all, by the end of tonight, I'm going to have spina bifida.
Agreed.
Second of all, when we reviewed this movie, I was sure I was going to be the one that liked it the most.
That's so funny.
You know, and I love the fact that you love this movie. That song, that Springsteen song,
It just won the Critics'
amazing.
Choice
Honestly,
Award
at the
last
end
night.
of this movie, and that was what I kind of went on because I was like, you know, at the end of Iron Man, I was like, yeah, it was so great. At the end of this movie, I literally was like sitting in my seat, and I was exacerbated. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things where I was like,
You were doing what?
I was like I didn't even know. I was like, who? Where are my pants? How did this movie exacerbate me without me knowing? No, I literally, it was like one of those things where I was like, it just hit me so hard. And I know there are things about this movie, you know, I know people that didn't like it as much as I did, and I get that. But for me, and this is what I think these lists have always been, is it's what I personally thought was the best movie experience I had in 08.
Yeah.
And that
Or
was
should be.
it.
How many people here have seen The Wrestler? Clap, clap, clap.
Oh,
Not that many.
you should go see
Not that
it,
many.
guys.
I wish that they hadn't seen the trailer now, because that trailer shows a lot.
I know.
Well, but no, but
if-
it shows.
only if you say
yeah,
that.
Right. I was
And
going to
you just
say
said it.
because I saw the trailer. So don't
Disregard everything
You
you-
may see the trailer again.
All right.
Disregard.
Jeffrey.
All right. Seeing that, I wish I'd put Wrestler higher on my list. I have a lot of movies that were just on the
Hide your
cusp.
cards. Hide your cards.
Hiding
your
my
cards.
cards. They're near my crotch, so you won't look at them.
Your crotch is showing again.
I really kind of wish we had done a top 10 list, because there's so many movies that were right on the cusp, like Vicky Cristina Barcelona and...
This happened
and
less year. You did this last year.
I know.
You guys
No,
were
no.
like, here's 30 movies I liked.
Young at Heart is a movie
didn't-
we didn't even cover on the show, and I wish everybody could see it. Not on my list. Number 5,
What's your list?
The Orphanage.
A Barbara.
You're doing a Children of Men, and you could be wrong about this. I don't know if that was
reviewed
this
it.
year.
I watched the wiki.
I saw that
I
on our
looked at the
wiki, but I don't think the year of The Orphanage. But
No.
I'll let you do again. I have some weird
Children
things
of Men.
too. I'll give it
Number
to you.
4,
Yes.
The Wrestler.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
Number 3, Iron Man.
All
All
right.
right.
I walked out of Iron Man,
It's only
and
one away from me.
Amy Jo can tell you, I walked out of Iron Man, and the group of people that we saw it with, I couldn't contain myself. It was such, and I remember people were making fun of me because in the scene with Nick Fury at the end,
Yeah.
I was in the theater, and I was like a 10-year-old kid. I was like, Iron Man, number 3.
Yeah,
Number
when
2?
they said Shield, when he said you could just call it Shield, happened. It was like the Wrestler.
Yeah.
That's why it's number 2.
He was
2.
exacerbated.
Number
I was
2,
exacerbated.
Doubt. Everybody should see Doubt. It's phenomenal. I went crazy when we reviewed it. It is some of the best acting, best writing. It is everything I love about art. That's film. Number 1, I don't know if this is legal, but I'm going with Children of Men.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure it came out this year.
Awesome.
I just, because I know, because I gleaned, or whatever it was that I was under. I can't remember the joke we were making earlier. It would be funny if it was Benounced. Yeah. It doesn't make it, but anyway.
All right, number 1, Jeff's pick.
Go.
This city deserves a better class of criminal.
I'm gonna give it to him. No! You'll see. I'll show you. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
With quips like that, come on.
Now,
Are you plotting the movie or the pick?
me. First of all, how badass is it that we get to watch these on a freaking big screen in a
Dude,
theater?
amazing.
So cool.
Amazing.
Secondly, it may be an obvious pick. It may be the kind of pick that you're going to see a lot of people making, and it may not be original or out of the box, but this is the thing that I've always wanted. It's a superhero movie where I wouldn't change a single frame. It is.
What about his voice? Would you change his voice?
You know, it didn't bother me as much as most people. I agree, it's a little silly.
The studio actually put on After Effects to make it seem even deeper than it was. That's actually not the voice he used in costume. Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's a perfect movie, and as much as I love Iron Man, and Iron Man's a great movie, I felt like the end could have been better. It turned it a little bit of a CGI battle of weirdness. Whereas,
yeah, it didn't Hulk out, but I know what you mean.
Didn't Hulk out, but yeah.
I am a little nervous. Did you guys hear the news that Mickey Rourke may play
The villain in Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2? I got a little nervous that they were like, he's like the Russian version of Iron Man with a suit, and I go,
Crimson Dynamo? Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah.
they're thinking.
Mickey
But then I
Rourke
go,
is
that all the Iron Man movies are ever going to be? Is another guy who found a suit? Or another guy who figured out how to fight in a suit?
That's a big Iron Man. I mean, I don't want to geek out here.
No,
but
I
it's
know.
That's a big Iron Man thing. Is the armor
There's
wars?
two villains in the second one,
Tony
though.
Stark's tech.
It's Mickey Rourke and someone else playing something else.
That's very descriptive.
Yeah.
I can see why you weren't concerned about the suit thing.
All right, so my top 5.
Yes.
We're not going to watch the trailer again, all right?
We don't know what my number 1 is. We don't.
I'm sorry, A and C?
So my number 5 is a movie we didn't.
You're not going to look at your list, you're just going to go?
I think I know it. My number 5 is a flick we didn't talk about on the show, but if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been mentioning a lot on Twitter, and it's a documentary called Dear Zachary.
Yes, it's the cry fest that you
I got news for you.
You saw it?
In the drive over in the car, Steve said he saw it last night and didn't like it.
I talked to Steve about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never.
Number
what do you
5.
mean? What is that? Steve didn't like some pretty movies that you.
Steve hates pretty movies. He likes dirty, gritty movies.
All right, so it's a documentary that a guy made for his best friend's son. Named Zachary.
Talking about this movie.
And it starts out the way, and it turns into something else. And I've never cried as much. I've never been moved and inspired as much. It's from a documentary. It's amazing. And it's playing on MSNBC a lot, so if you look on your TiVo, you can see if it's going to play soon. You should all watch. Has anyone here seen it?
Steve has.
0?
Steve has. What did you think?
Oh, you watched last night? Wow, I'm shocked. Dude, Dear Frickin' Zachary. Awesome.
Don't search for that because you won't get any results.
Frickin'. All right, number 4. I did not have as much fun seeing a movie this entire year. Like, as Jeff said after Iron Man, I couldn't contain myself. I was happy the entire time watching it and afterwards. And my number 4 pick is Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Interesting.
You said at the time that you thought it was the best movie of the year up to that point.
That's true.
And that was funny because that was on my list. I made a pre-list. That was on my pre-list.
We're not doing the pre-list show.
Oh, yeah.
That was before this show with a different audience.
That was yesterday.
Number 3 is Milk, I believe.
What do you mean you believe it's your list?
I'm pretty sure.
It now is.
So, yeah, number 3, Milk. All the same reasons. Number 2, Doubt.
High five on
Wow.
Doubt, dude.
So same place.
Stop your high-fiving. That was not.
And number 1 is The Wrestler. So you've noticed that nowhere in my top 5 is Dark Knight.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Wait,
It would
neither is
basically-
Iron Man, right?
Neither is Iron Man. They would be my top 10. Possibly number 6 would be Dark Knight. We had a list of 5.
Right.
So number 6, and you guys got to keep in mind too, most critics' lists are top 10s. And there's a lot of Dark Knight
Well, now
on
we
top
see why.
10s.
Here's the thing.
You know,
going into tonight, I was certain that we were all going to agree on the consensus of Dark Knight.
I knew
Oh my
when we
gosh,
were-
I thought
But I
that
think
we
it's
were going to
obvious.
agree on the consensus of The Wrestler.
I think that's what the obvious pick is.
I think so too, but but it's weird because I thought that was going to be. I thought there was a possibility that would be all of our top number one picks.
I'm shocked that you guys both had it number 1 and I had it number 4.
It's
Like,
really
I
weird.
thought I was the guy.
I have to say
that-
this is a little weird. But no, I need to clarify that.
Jeff,
like,
could you step outside for a second? Dan and I need to have a conversation about The
You
Wrestler.
guys are going to make out, right?
No, it's going to be exacerbated.
I just want to say.
I think that's what that means.
Damn it!
As much as I loved The Dark Knight, it didn't feel, I can't possibly place it higher than any of the movies on my top 5. I feel like all the movies on my top 5 are things that, Dark Knight it's not a popcorn movie, it's like Toblerone,
movie,
or
as you
Caramel Corn
Twittered.
as I Twittered.
As you Twittered.
Yeah, it's like, it's a great movie, it's a great superhero movie, and it's about stuff, but all the other movies, like, made me happy.
Things and stuff.
I was emotional watching it, I was intellectually stimulated while watching it.
I was doing a top 5 me movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not like objective.
No.
What I think is the best.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Yeah.
Dark Knight should win Best Picture.
Yeah.
I think Doubt should win Best Picture. But
I have some
I think
doubts
The
about
Wrestler
that.
could win Best Picture.
I think The Wrestler could win Best.
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, the fact that The Dark Knight exists as a film makes me happier than anything else.
I hear you. I just want to say, I feel like I can't, I think maybe a more broad reference would be, some people always say throughout their lives, they'll be reminded of life moves pretty fast. If you don't take a stop and take a look around, you might miss it, right? From Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I feel
I was like, what are you talking about? That was
Everybody got
Ferris.
that, right?
A lot of people, right?
I like Ferris Bueller.
But I haven't seen it in a while.
I
It
just still
wasn't-
remember every line.
Right. But that's okay. But I feel like all these movies in my top 5 give me that. I know we're gonna move on, but I just need to say, and Dark Knight doesn't give me that.
So
I
let
feel
me
like
ask you this,
I will
Jeff.
remember these movies
Yes.
for the rest of my life and reference them
Yes.
to help me live my life.
All right.
Dark Knight, great movie, but it doesn't help me. You know?
It's gonna be all right. No, Dark Knight's
I
not
just,
here.
I just had to
Dark Knight's not
justify
here.
because
He's
Anyway,
next door. But I was gonna
so-
say, Jeff, would you be disappointed if we said that Wrestler was the?
No, I think it's the
TRS?
obvious pick.
it has to be.
It's the obvious pick.
Well, it has to be, right? I mean, like.
Well, it doesn't have to be. We could
What else could
choose
be
something
it?
else.
I could veto that shit.
Doubt would be second runner-up, but he doesn't have that anywhere. So the fact that you have
No,
it.
I think it's the obvious, as I said. I feel very good about that.
I feel very good because it was my number 1 and is our number 1.
And I also
So-
want to say last year's Totally Rad Show pick turned out to be Best Picture of the year.
We're starting a
which
trend.
We clearly are.
Oh my God!
awesome.
Seriously, betting men.
I have to say too. We're gonna wrap it up. Weird that none of our lists contain Slumdog Millionaire.
Mine
didn't
was
like it.
almost. It was right under my 10.
It's just interesting.
I didn't love it.
Last
I
night that
liked it.
won Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Awards.
What did
and
it do?
It won Best Picture.
It won?
It won it, yes. So weird that nowhere on a list, Slumdog Millionaire.
You know what? The Wrestler.
Raddest movie of the year, The Wrestler.
All right, we're in video games. Top video game of 2008. The person we're starting with, I don't remember. Is Dan?
Dan, yeah.
So Dan.
Hey, we did it really cool. It's always to your left.
You know what? It is always to your left. Up and to the left.
Wait. He totally said that. That was an assassination joke.
Yeah, it was a JFK reference. Everyone got that. Everyone got that. People.
I don't even know where.
Kevin Costner movies are still in the zeitgeist. Before we start,
Yes.
I want to say last year,
Yes.
we picked Call of Duty 4
Yes.
as our Totally Rad game of 2007
Because it was.
in 2 seconds or less. Do you guys still feel confident with that pick?
Yes.
because I
that
would
my
like to say that if it's based on a game that has had staying power for me personally, I know a lot of people are still playing Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
I think we maybe should have picked Rock Band.
Oh, interesting.
Just saying.
Well, I'm not even. I mean, that's like not even. I wouldn't have been in my top 5, so it would have been an illegal maneuver.
You know what? Dan has a point.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what it is, but Dan has one.
All right, so you're confident with Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Although Bioshock was far superior.
No.
All right.
Really?
Rock
From
and-
a
rock and
year
roll.
ago?
Okay. Number
Still
5.
It burns.
Number 5 for me, and I like forgot this came out this year.
I'm so excited.
Number 5 for me, and I feel like it's gonna only be on my list, is Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yes.
I know it's not
Very
on your
popular.
list.
Made a lot of people's game of the year.
Right.
Very big release.
It's just great story, great graphics,
Terrible
great
gameplay.
experience. And I experienced the playing of this game was unlike any other playing. I'm gonna probably say it a lot over my top 5.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, but like, yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
GTA
I thought it was
4.
going to be your number 1.
GTA 4.
Honestly.
Okay. Well, here we
Really?
go.
Which is why I
See,
tried to
4
play it before
surprises.
the end of the year and
Yeah.
failed.
Interesting.
Number 4 is.
You can look at your list.
Okay. Number 4 is PixelJunk Eden.
Okay.
Great game.
Possibly on someone else's list.
Possibly.
Another great game, another playing it. It's like no other game I've ever played. Awesome. Platformy, awesome.
I think your face just melted.
I think you just had shellfish.
Did Dan have a stroke?
Stroke jokes, really? Stroke jokes? We started the show with Exacerbate, so. All right, number 3, and I know this is only on my list, is Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Whoa, there was murmuring of discontent.
I heard not out for PC was a murmur.
I loved
heard.
Oh, not out for PC. It's almost out for PC. It's close.
It is definitely flawed, and it probably would have been my number 2 if it didn't have those flaws. I realized really the only flaw for me was the combat.
Yeah, and you don't have to do that very often in the
Well,
game.
you don't. You really don't. When you have to do it, it takes a while. But it was really only 2 times where I was forced to deal with that
My
combat.
face hit a lot of things.
But beyond that,
Other people's fists,
The
other
ground.
people's bullets, and the ground.
The side of a
and
building.
Wall, and like poles. I just kept going,
Giant red things.
Giant red things. I was like, how are you supposed to jump at the red thing? Don't jump at the red thing, jump with the red thing.
number 2
Okay.
for me,
I'm gonna stop
almost
making
my
fun of
number
your
1.
games.
My number 2 and my number 1 were tough. Number 2 is LittleBigPlanet.
Sweet.
It's adorable.
Because it's adorable, really, and that's the reason why. Amazing looking, amazing playing, amazingly innovative. You know, I've never played another game as I've played this one. But just awesome of what it does for gaming. I wish that more people were playing it so it could. What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, anyway, my number 1 pick. We play the trailer, I guess, right?
Yeah. Ballsy, Dan.
You know what? You say ballsy, and I know I said it was tough between Little Big and this, but really when I watched it, I was like, it wasn't tough. Like, best sounding game. That score is beautiful.
I'll tell you, there's some things on my list I'm surprised aren't on your list.
Well, we'll hear that in a second. And plus, Jeff said I'm surprised not N+, but I remember talking about that at our year-end show last year. So I was afraid.
It came out on the Game Boy and the PSP this year. Would have been.
I know. But I was like,
play.
I've already mentioned it to death, and this game is, like, I mean, it's funny how many platforming games. They're almost all platforming games, except for my 5th, my GTA 4. But so it's clear what I gravitate.
And hooker beating.
We see how your flavor rolls.
It's just great. It's
All
just,
right.
oh my gosh.
So it's really an experience unlike any other game. And I'm sure it'll be on Alex's list.
Yeah. You all remember how much I love that game.
All right, hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
I'm gonna look at my list,
Really?
just in case. I'm gonna look at my list personally.
So Dan, tell me more about Braid.
Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go. So, wait, shoot, really? I just looked at it 2 seconds ago. Right, now I got it. Whoop, got it.
It turns out my favorite game is Incoming Call.
Who's Stacy? And now I gotta look again because I think I lost it. Okay, here we go. Number 5, Rock Band 2.
Good fun.
Had to do it.
Good, clean fun.
It's good, clean fun. It's some of the most fun I've had.
Yeah.
Rock Band 2 came out, allowing you to import all the Rock Band 1 songs. I feel like the library alone is the reason why this game is better than the Guitar Hero World Tour or whatever. Plus, I like me some rhythm games, and I enjoy the drums. Okay. 4, Fable 2.
Good game. Very good game.
Yes, I think I might have enjoyed
Interesting
that.
reaction, Jeffrey.
I think I might have enjoyed that better than you guys, because I know that you guys are. Well, I don't know. Well, I definitely enjoyed it better than Dan. It made my list.
Yeah.
Number 3, Left 4 Dead. Surprise! Yeah.
Yeah, that's a support in the audience.
Surprise that wasn't on your list, Dan.
I'll tell you why.
Surprise too.
I played it single player.
That's not a game that's made for that.
Horrible.
Right.
Horrible. Horrible experience. And I just felt like, how can I put
like
it
playing-
above these games?
Well, that's like playing
My
Counter-Strike and saying, I tried to play it by myself and it was horrible. It's like a
well,
multiplayer game.
but it's not. It's a multiplayer. But there's a mode in it called single player.
Yeah, I know. They shouldn't have put that in. But anyway,
And thus,
Left 4 Dead. 2, Gears of War 2. Loved it. From beginning to end, amazing. The fact that they have the 2-player co-op strings it out. You know what my first one is now.
I have an inkling.
The fact that it has, you can play through the entire story and it doesn't change the way that you experience the game at all when you're playing it with somebody else. Other games that say, well, we have co-op, you can play through, you're in some weird loading screen and then you're like, is it really? And then all of a sudden story starts, it's like, The fact that you can this is how everybody experiences a game, and I mean, we played it straight through from beginning to end, almost in one sitting. That to me was the best of that genre. And of course, my number 1.
oh, they do make good trailers though, don't they?
I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
If the game looked like that, it would be on my top 5.
Hey,
Serious, there was an actual boo in the audience.
Well, that's all right. Look, and when I chose this as my top game of 08, it was pretty clear to me that, I mean, one, you can't, it's a game that's very interesting because you can't actually experience the game. You can't experience Wrath of the Lich King content unless you have made it through all the Burning Crusade and through all of World of Warcraft. So it's hard to give an expansion.
Or hired someone to.
Or hired someone or bought an account, however you prefer to play the game. But I will say, to me, this expansion for World of Warcraft, to me, was such a jump in production value, in quality, in experience, that plus, how could I not give Game of the Year to the game that I spend 99% of my time playing? I mean,
that's not just 99% of your gaming time.
No.
It's 99%
time.
of your lifetime.
I am currently grinding right now.
I noticed what was happening now.
It's in my pocket. I got a pocket.
I know
that I sucked you back in.
I
which
have
is great.
recently reacquired the sickness that is
Let's
a
just
WoW
say,
addiction.
and let's just put that into perspective. Somebody here, and it's not McButters, aka Dan, beat me to level 80. This guy. Big deal. I was pissed. And we were on at the same time, and he was 79, I was 79, and I was like questing like mad, and he was questing, and I was like, God damn it, I know. And I kept seeing my bar, and then all of a sudden I saw the guild achievement, and I was like, damn it!
It was pretty sweet. And I will say that it is very clear. Recently I actually looked on my account and I realized that my account was created like a few days ago. January 1st, I think, was my 4-year anniversary of creating my account. Wow.
Wow.
That's the
Scary, right?
paper, I think, right? Paper
anniversary. Yeah. I sent it to my
paper.
I sent it to my night elf. It was a beautiful evening. I recently, like I said, got really back into it. Played a lot of Wrath, and you have to admit it is a huge leap from the game, but a 4-year-old game should have a huge leap.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, the fact that this game has been out for 4 years, it's not only is it keeping the people that are playing it, still playing it, it's grown over 4 years. I mean, it's hard.
They did a good job of making it more story-based.
Steve, can I get a wrap-up sign down here?
Okay. I'll do mine. Okay. My number 5 is PixelJunk Eden.
Well, hello, sir. Thank you.
Love that game.
I take that as a compliment to me.
Beautiful. I think. Yeah, it kind of is.
You know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment to me as well. I'm just going to take it that way. Thank you, Dan, for that.
Sure. I mean, hey.
My number 4 game, LittleBigPlanet. Wonderful. You know, one of the things.
I'm scared. I don't know if any of mine were on Dan's list. Were they?
No.
No. It's okay. I'm between you guys. It's cool.
Bridge the gap, my friend.
One of the things we didn't talk about when we reviewed LittleBigPlanet is the art direction. And it is so wonderful. And the fact that they've got voiceover and you're brought into this world and it's this world of whimsy. And it's like watching Pushing Daisies. You know, it's like that same kind of pure, concentrated, wonderful, you know?
We also didn't talk about the voice.
Yeah, which is Steve Fry.
Right.
Who I worship at the feet of.
And he did the voice for the Hitchhiker's Guide, right?
Yeah.
The book.
And the beginning, we never talked about the beginning movie when you put in the game and it has that live action stuff.
Yeah.
What?
It's great. We just watched it.
Yeah. Well, we did with no one.
You're right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so moving on. Gotta look at the number 3 or number 3, 2, 1 are all very tightly packed. Number 3.
Okay.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it is.
I cannot remember a game with higher fun per minute quotient than that game. It's got more fun per minute. It is all about who you play with.
Yeah.
But if you're playing with your friends, good people, there's more fun packed in that game by design than any game I can remember in recently. Okay, number 2, Fallout 3.
Cricket.
And the crowd goes wild.
Cricket.
Thank you. Feel free to show your support for when I talk.
I take that as a compliment, sir.
Deep, huge. It's the kind of game that got me into video games. It's a world. They created a world. I cannot recommend it higher. It's such imagination, so many amazing things to discover. It's a game about discovery.
And depressing worlds.
So now that I've said all those, can you guys guess what my number 1 game is?
Is it Braid like me?
No.
Can you guess?
That'd be amazing.
Is it? Well, I mean, you could blow my mind.
I'm about to.
You're not gonna.
When the world is in your hands, how will you rule? The world's greatest strategy game comes to consoles and handheld. Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution.
I think that is the best game of the year. And it took a brilliant game, made it accessible. It is a game I poured many, many hours into. It's a game I feel good playing. You learn, but it's fun. It's endlessly replayable. It is spectacularly designed.
Isn't that what EGM said about it?
9 out of 10. Endlessly replayable.
You know, I would have put this.
I think I just read that quote.
This is definitely on my top 10. As is Left 4 Dead on my top 10. I just hard to give Left 4 Dead. I also, you know, it was fun at the time, and it will be fun a few more times. But I can't put it above any game that I spent hours playing.
I think the choice for our show should be Left 4 Dead, though. There's 4 of us who make the show. It's a 4 in the title. It's about zombies playing stuff.
Wait, what was Left 4 Dead on your list? What number?
3.
What was it for you?
3.
I had it, but 0 for me. LittleBigPlanet was 2 for me.
Yeah, but
I hated
Alex
it.
didn't like that.
And I did like Left 4 Dead.
Dude, the experience we had when we shot the segment of Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
That experience.
What do you guys think should be the video game?
We'll hear a lot.
I heard some LBGs.
LBPs.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, Left 4 Dead.
I could turn you.
You could turn me. You're not turning me.
No.
Left 4 Dead. Bad.
Left 4 Dead's good. Left 4 Dead's good.
You know, I want to mention Braid because Braid
Braid
almost won. Here's the thing about Braid.
How did you? Not even top 5?
It's not long enough. It's a game.
You know it's Left 4 Dead.
You know what it is?
I played Braid longer than I played Left 4 Dead.
Well, that's because you didn't play Left 4 Dead. Braid is a one-night stand. It's a wonderful one-night stand, but once you've had it,
that's the problem. I think that's the problem I have with Left 4 Dead is that once I've played through every single movie level, 4 of them, a few times, and I'm kind of done with that experience. Braid.
You're not gonna go back to Braid.
I'm not gonna go back, but the one-time experience of playing was more than a couple hours. It was an 8-hour game.
Well, we find ourselves at a crisis.
I dislike because you
adamantly disliked it.
I disliked Braid
and I disliked so much of it.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. If it doesn't suck me in, and I go, this is boring.
All right, it seems like
it's only
it's not gonna be LittleBigPlanet.
Right.
It's not gonna be World of Warcraft, which it should be.
Nobody else put Fallout.
It just doesn't
on
feel
list.
good to settle
Fable,
for number 1.
Fable is a possibility, but you and I didn't even have it on our list.
No, it's gotta be Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead, right?
I'm down. I'm down.
All right,
People?
Left 4 Dead. So, it is time to decide, or maybe not, because I don't even know how we're going to do this, on the best TV show of 2008.
The Raddest.
Or Raddest, whatever.
This is the totally best show. Unless if you want
we
to.
could change it.
Bad grammar.
All right, it's bad grammar. Thank you, Grammartron. What was the grammar robot?
Grammatron.
No, the grammar robot from Star Wars.
Simpsons.
Linguo. Love it,
Linguo,
thank you.
yeah.
This is why you guys are fans. Because if any other show, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like, the Linguo, not Linguo is
Okay,
dead.
so TV shows?
Sorry. Anyway, so let's get into our top 5 lists. Captain Jeffrey Kanata. I just gave you that moniker.
Thank you. You promoted me.
I have wings
Wait a minute,
outside.
you demoted me.
I did. Sorry, Jim.
I was a corporal. Or something.
Okay.
Number 5. TV's weird.
Well, this is the thing. Let's just say this for a second. We do talk about TV and we review TV shows, but because there's so much TV going on, sort of ongoing, what we like to do is kind of wait till things pop up. Like, the beginning of the year is great because we'll talk about, that's when we talked about The 11th Hour, Mentalist, and, all that stuff. And when other things come out that we want to talk about, like Dollhouse, when that comes out, we're going to be talking about that kind of stuff, Fringe. But we don't usually do these segments all that often, so we can't, like movies or video games, we can't just go down the list of what we reviewed and that's the best TV show. It's really sort of what we have been watching in our order of preference at home.
And it tends to be the kind of thing that doesn't change much year to year. You like what you like.
Yeah.
That being said, my list has changed from last year.
Okay. I would say too. I think
says mine, so I agree with you.
Tough year for TV because while in previous years, we loved shows like Lost and Heroes and Battlestar. It was easy. They were all geek shows. This year, Knight Rider should have been, but was terrible, so it's not. Like Terminator, we don't watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we don't watch everything.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so all that.
So TV is
preamble.
weird. Jeff Kanata.
Yeah. Number 5, The Wire. Okay. I think a lot of people misconstrued my review. Yes, it did.
Okay.
Ended in March.
Yeah, it ended this year.
Yeah, I got that.
I think a lot of people misconstrued my review of The Wire on the show as being overly hostile, but it was sort of this comparison between The Wire and I don't even remember what show.
Genius.
But I really enjoyed The Wire, and The Wire sticks out for me, especially in 2008, because I watched the entire show.
Right, I remember
in
that.
2008.
Which is smart.
Well,
Which was
it was
a decision.
That's the thing that happened. It wasn't a decision, it just happened. But okay, so it's hard for me to separate out like the season that was 2008 for The Wire when it was just like the entire series, which is a great series.
That's awesome.
Okay. Number 4, with a sad tear, for Pushing Daisies.
Oh yeah.
I think, like I said, Pushing Daisies is pure, concentrated, wonderful. And
you really want that on the DVD box.
Yeah, you really trying to get
it's
that
gonna happen. It's gonna happen, dude. If freaking 9 out of 10 from IGN can be on their freaking thing, I can.
right, keep going.
Dream. It really is, and all of us are going to have a little less wonderful in our lives without it on the air. It is such a wonderfully original, snappy, smart, unconventional show. I mourn its loss.
You know the guys who produced Milk? Jenks and Cohen, they produced
Cows?
Pushing Daisies.
All right.
Jeffrey.
Number three.
I actually just got that. Way after everyone.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah!
I think it is the funniest show on television by a mile. Smart, subversive, fantastic. 30 Rock climbed a lot in my estimation this year from last year, and I like the show a lot, and I think it's very funny. It's still It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think it's the funniest show on TV. Okay, number two. Lost.
Woo!
Interesting.
It Lost this year found its way back into my heart. Because you love it. Because I had fallen out of love with Lost, and this last season, it threw a little pebble at my window, and I was like, what? I don't want to talk to you. No. It's Lost, get away from me, no. And then Lost was outside, like, with a boombox over its head.
You're going so many places.
It was. It did that. Okay. And
Flash 2.
My number one show of the year.
Oh, God, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
You are my goddamned errand boy, and you will do exactly as you're told.
You're an empty suit. You're a checkbook, nothing more. And just because you hang out with tough guys doesn't make you tough.
David, get back, Vic. You assaulted a reserve police officer, and that's a felony.
You made a big mistake.
The only mistake I made was letting you think I was your errand boy instead of the other way around.
I think they messed up and played one of you guys' clips.
Yes.
So it's the last year I can do this. The last year I can put this on my list.
It's true.
And it was the finale of The Shield. And if anybody still hasn't seen it, I do think it's the best show that has ever been. And it had an absolutely heart-wrenching finale that stands up there as one of the most powerful, hard-hitting, uncompromising ends to a series that will ever be. So
I don't think you're pumping it up enough.
It's the last year I can do this.
No, I love it. It's amazing.
You know, it's the best.
We're gonna review DVDs for 09, and that'll be his top DVD pick.
Cool.
Good. I mean, it's not surprising. Again, this is gonna be hard to figure out what we. I might have to acquiesce on everything. Oh.
Daniel?
I want to saw your crotch list.
So, my number 5's a little funky. Based off of Jeff's usage of odd picks.
The Shield.
Orphanage.
Orphanage.
I feel like I have the right to do something a little weird also.
Oh, no,
Firefly.
This isn't
Firefly.
Funny that you should say that. This isn't I don't know if this is a TV show per se, but we reviewed it in our TV section
One of us
on the show.
dressed up as that for Halloween.
Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Interesting.
Well. The greatest internet show ever.
I can't believe people are applauding my costume so much.
Yeah, brilliant.
Interesting.
I mean, brilliant. Brilliant. The only Joss Whedon thing I could talk about this best of year.
Yeah.
So I had to talk about it.
Right. 3 episodes makes a series? Okay.
I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it in our TV section.
It's TV. It's not TV series. It's TV.
I really wouldn't classify it as TV, but we did what we did.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
Number 4 for me is a weird one because
Dan, I bet you they're all going to be weird. Especially with Five's weird.
Every other year of this show would not be near my top 5.
Oh, this is going to be weird.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's a great show. I think it's a...
Is it a dance
it's a
competition
good
of some
show,
kind?
but this season...
No, he'd think that was a great show.
No, this season of the show I enjoyed so much, and it's Entourage.
Oh.
Weird.
Ooh, a hush over the crowd.
Interesting.
The plot of this, I've only casually enjoyed every other season of the show.
Yeah.
So you've been like,
and this...
I enjoy the season of the show.
Yeah, very casual. Like
now he's in it. He's like, this is the fucking show.
But this season, the plot was so awesome. It just kept on moving, and things were happening, and it wasn't just the same old shtick again with Vince and his boys.
Okay.
So that's my number 4. My number 3 is on my iPhone. Okay, number 3.
Let me guess, it's a little weird.
Not weird. My number 3 is Worst Week.
Wow.
Wow.
You thought this would be my number 1.
Oh, I'm glad. I forgot that you even liked that steaming pile of week.
I love
steaming pile of week.
Awesome. It is a great show that unfortunately the last couple episodes of were not very good. So it would have been my number 1 had that not been the reason for. You only saw part of the
we
first
all love
episode.
what we love.
So,
we all love what we love. I'd ship sailed.
Worst Week, awesome. But unfortunately, some of it, not so much. Okay, number 2. This is another one that if it was
a little weird.
Want to warn you guys, not going to be normal. If we were gonna,
it's not weird. It's just not anywhere near normal.
If we could be talking about the first season of the show, it would definitely 100% be my number 1. But the second season was wonderful and great, just not as good as the first one, and it is Mad Men. I think it's unlike any other show I've ever seen on TV. The whole show is subtext.
You never saw Sopranos on TV?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying it's a lot like Sopranos.
Mad Men?
Yeah.
I guess, other than
thematically.
Okay. I mean,
the audience now hates me, clearly.
I've seen 6 Feet Under. Is 6 Feet Under the same thing as Sopranos, but different? Right.
Well, no one.
No, but I mean, like, everyone in Mad Men, everyone in Mad Men says not what they think or feel, and it's so much fun. I watched the show with my brother, who's sitting in the audience. And
no, I don't.
Nice. But there's so much pleasure in watching it with a friend and pausing at every commercial break and like analyzing what just happened. And no other show I can interact with in that way. And my number 1, as you guys know, because you snuck a peek, but they will now see, is this show.
You know anywhere else he could land?
What's he going to do there?
I said, listen to the doctor.
What did that be to say?
He didn't say anything to me.
What is he doing?
Hey! Hey!
Someone just jumped over the side of the ship! Don't just stand there! What's the matter with you people?
What's wrong with you? Get the rope!
Why aren't you doing anything? Bring a rope!
Get the rope!
Get a rope! Stop! She just jumped!
It's over.
So much happened. So, similar to how Jeff felt about Dark Knight, is like there's things that happen in Lost that happen in movies like Back to the Future or some Steven Spielberg stuff, and you think compare them in your brain tonally. Like Lost brings a seriousness to really geeky ideas that we grew up like, but the tone of it is like, no, this is some for real shit. Like this is cool stuff happens.
Yeah. Very well described.
It's so well every level of thing that could be good, sound, picture, performance, it's all great. It's not. What sucks for me about Lost is that I don't love the characters, and I want to spend time. It's not my favorite show of all time, like Jeff's number 1. Like I wish that my number 1 this year could have been. I love this show, but this I think is the best of all the shows we've seen this year.
Interesting.
Knock it out of the park, Albrecht.
All right, so I guess I'll start with my pocket here. It's. Don't you?
I don't know.
Jeez, everybody's staring at my pocket. So I really took this to be. I took this challenge as what's sort of on my TiVo that doesn't stay on my TiVo, right? What is the stuff that I watch?
Then you delete.
But I'm excited when it's on there. It's not like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I could watch I mean, I like that show, but I'm just not really. But it's like, oh, I got a new one of these. So number 1, by that I mean 5. Almost had you. Almost had me. And Bruce just starts playing stuff. So number 5, CSI New York.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm a fan of.
Is that Home Improvement?
That's a good call. Yeah. So CSI is an interesting series to me because I think CSI runs the gambit of very good and really crappy. And that is New York, Miami. And right smack dab in the middle is the original one. So for me, it's tough because there's something about CSI New York. I really like the actors and sort of the stories that they're portraying and stuff like that. And I do watch CSI, the original one. I've given up on Miami. It's atrocious. Though it is the most popular of the 3, which is sort of interesting to me. So anyway, so CSI New York. Boom. 4, Law and Order SVU.
I'm sensing a trend.
3, Killer by Killing Town. No, so Law and Order SVU is my favorite of the Law and Orders. I love, you know me, love me some procedural dramas.
Right now I'm freaking out about how the hell are we going to pick a best TV?
I have faith that in 3, 2, 1 is going to be a gem. A gem of hope.
Yeah, keep trying.
Yeah, you do. I did put it number 3. Number 3, Ultimate Fighter.
All my hope just left.
No, there's gems. There's no gems. You're gonna hate number 2. So number 3, Ultimate Fighter. My favorite. I'm not a huge reality show TV person, but I love UFC, and they really nailed it with Ultimate Fighter. The first season of Ultimate Fighter was like, what? They're doing weird like challenges, and then they went, well, this is stupid. We show them in the house, and then they fight. That's it. That's an episode. And that is an enjoyable series, at least to me, and I know Steve agrees. Thank you, Steve. I'll take the lone fist pump. Number 2, True Blood.
Wow. That high, sir.
That high, sir, indeed. That was the show of this year. Because I also wanted to think of, like, what have taken over the spots for me. True Blood, definitely. True Blood was one of those things. I had it on the TiVo. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see it. Heather and I watched the whole series together, which is one of those experiences where you're just watching it like, oh, what the hell are they going to do next? I love the sort of fantasy vampire stuff, but in sort of a new way. And I mean, it's got its problems, but for me, it's the number 2 most enjoyable thing. This is where all the hope is dashed.
Yeah.
But I think I know an answer. I think I know an answer.
Okay.
Number 1 is this.
Oh, thank you. Where'd it go? There it is.
I will say that man's a snappy dresser.
I was gonna say, Jeff, aka Simon Baker over here. That was, of course, The Mentalist, which is my new favorite TV show to watch. It's totally cheesy. It's totally procedural drama-y. But I love the acting on it. I love the writing on it. Simon Baker is amazing. And for me, if I have a Mentalist show saved on my DVR, and any other show that I record, I will always watch The Mentalist first.
I will say, I watched The Mentalist also.
Clearly.
Mostly for fashion tips.
Simon Baker is a very vested guy,
yeah.
which is why.
It looks great. I like
Dude,
it.
I've been told that I would make that work. That doesn't even make sense.
I recently was looking through Entertainment Weekly, and they just did their top shows of the year.
Yes.
Ratings-wise.
Yes.
And I realized The Mentalist is the only show in the top 20 that I actually watch. It shows you how out of step with the mainstream I probably am.
Wow. Or how out of step the mainstream is.
To Jeff Canada.
Yeah. But I agree, it's a great show. It's a fun show. I don't think it's a great show, but I think it's a fun show.
I really like it myself. I think clearly our choice tonight has to be Lost. Because I am a very big fan of Lost. I had a period of time where Lost and I broke up. We kind of made up, I think we maybe slept together once, and I was like, all right, I remember this. But it didn't quite. But I can see how it should be.
The thing is, this was the weird thing is, it was our #1 last year. I believe that's what won our Rad.
Avatar
No,
was.
Avatar won.
Avatar was. Okay, this is
I think
better.
last year we were in bad situation with Lost. I thought we didn't like it last year.
Yeah, last year was the period of time where we were like,
You're right about that.
I think that's one of the cool things about.
You're blinded by love.
Yeah.
I think one of the cool things about Lost is that
I liked Lost last year because the end of the season 3, I was
Yes,
the
and
one
we
we didn't even watch it. We
Exactly.
stopped watching.
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
Works for me.
Raddest television show 2008, Lost. Love it. So, before we wrap up this lovely live wrap-up of 08, which is so many wrap-ups, we do want to thank our sponsors like Axe Arsenal. If you haven't checked out the Axe Arsenal, it is in beta right now, and they definitely want to know what you guys are thinking because they want to create this to being the best thing that they can possibly be. So go to revision3.com/Axe, download the app, and tell them what you think. Right now we're focusing on the Date Creator, which is powered by Yelp. Great idea. Basically, you put in your zip code, talk about things that you're interested in doing, and it'll come back with some great date recommendations. Check it out, download it, install it, let us know what you think. Revision3.com/Axe.
We'd also like to thank the other sponsor, which is
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy.com. Wasn't quite sure. GoDaddy is awesome. If you're looking to buy a domain name, there's only one place to go. It's GoDaddy.com. They hook you up with all the things you need. They got privacy options, low prices, and if you use our promo code, which is TRS, the number 1 through the number 7, you get 10% off your order or other good things.
It sort of surprises yourself. It's like a game.
Yeah.
That you play by yourself.
Like Exacerbating.
Not Left 4 Dead.
Not Left 4 Dead. I love it.
Awesome. And Netflix, of course, is sponsoring the show. You know, funny thing about Netflix, they have over 90,000. Actually, not funny, it's just interesting.
No, that was really funny.
90.
Oh my God, how many?
90,000 titles. They have over 90,000 titles on Netflix. Most Blu-ray titles, I can tell you, Dark Knight is stunning on Blu-ray, which isn't our #1 movie. Our #1 movie is
The Wrestler, which is not available.
I'm not a huge fan of Requiem for a Dream, but most people in the world are. I bet you many of you guys here love Requiem for a Dream. I'm seeing lots of nods. It's a pensive movie, so you just nod if you like. You don't clap. So check out Requiem for a Dream. You know, the other cool thing about Netflix right now, everyone who watched our show obviously owns a computer or has an Xbox. So you can watch instantly.
Now.
That's great.
That's the best
You watched
feature.
a bunch of Watch Nows.
I did.
And the Columbia
Oh my God,
Library
I have
just
to
got
recommend
back.
a Watch Now. Okay, guys, listen to me. Right now, right when you're done watching the
Dear
show.
Josh
you
Zachary.
Can, not Dear Zachary, it's not available. But you can watch a movie called 3 O'Clock High. This is my favorite 80s movie.
Wait, is that the drug movie?
No.
Oh.
No, because High?
Yeah. And is that
It is.
How
It
High?
is.
That's how
It
High.
is Casey Siemaszko, the dude who was in a bunch of 80s movies. He was going to be beat up by the school bully at 3 o'clock.
Yes, you told us about this years ago.
It is amazing. It's so fun. I think it's an 80s movie that if you watch now, you'll still have a blast watching
And
it.
you can watch it now.
Right now. Plans start as low as $4.99. There's a 2-week free trial. To get that, go to netflix.com/TRS.
You know what would be
the
another
WWs
really
are
awesome
important.
movie to watch on Netflix? Star Wars.
Yes.
But you know how they're not going to be able to see it?
The way we just saw it.
We just saw it here live with this audience.
Yes! First off.
In 3 freaking D.
First off, props for the transition.
Thank you.
Most successful Jeff segue of the series. Dean Kamen himself with the segues. Yes, one of the things that we were so excited to do, and unfortunately, Dolby has not allowed us to show everybody in the world because it wasn't even supposed to be shown to anybody outside of Dolby, but we twisted their arms and they allowed us to see 6 minutes of an experimental try of converting the original Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, into 3D.
It was phenomenal.
So this is a technology that is just now coming out. And this was the first trial of it, or one of the first trials of it, where they are. So when you see 3D movies now, I just told the audience this, but I'm telling them. When you see 3D movies now, they're usually animated movies, which it's easy. Those are 3D already, and they can just give coordinates and make it 3D. You guys know where I got that information.
And I was like, give coordinates. It sounds very much like somebody from
I use the word coordinates so often in my life.
Dan sure knows his stuff.
But you know, when normal movies are not shot in 3D, but you know, movies like Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar that's coming out, that was shot in 3D, and like the Spy Kids movie, that was shot in 3D. But now they have the ability to reverse engineer, another phrase I use all the time in my life, to take these old school movies and make them 3D. And they did this for 6 Minutes of Star Wars that we just watched, and it looked freaking badass.
I would like to say, the thing that is really cool, the Dolby technology, which is those glasses, the red and green glasses that we were wearing.
But not red and green. It's like red and green and glossy and nice.
Yeah, they're not those paper crappy ones, but. I found the 3D effect actually to be superior than when we saw Beowulf.
I agree.
Which
I was thinking the same thing.
I felt less of a kind of headache of adjustment. I was immediately in here.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I will say.
I can't agree with that, but I feel bad.
That's all right. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
I will say it was really funny to me because I never notice, and this might just be me, but I never notice how much like models the spaceships looked in the original when I see
it was right here.
But when it was right here, I was like, oh my God. I was like, is that an egg carton? And all of a sudden it was like Wookiee, and I was like, oh,
you know what occurred
Star Wars.
You know what occurred to me watching it is I imagine somebody walking into a theater in 1977 where there aren't sci-fi movies. I mean, there's sci-fi, some old sci-fi movies, but there aren't like space freaking swashbuckling movies. Sitting down, and the way that movie starts. First of all, you get this crazy crawl of info that you're like, what? Then spaceships, laser blasts, troopers in weird robots, no human beings for a long time.
You get robots right out of the gate. The first thing you see is guys like
robots.
Dude in a black cloak walks out.
Suits.
It's implied a robot. Come on.
Oh, C-3PO. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the troopers, the stormtroopers.
But there's so.
I was clearly making the C-3PO arms.
When I was a kid, I thought stormtroopers were robots.
Me too. I thought they were like
smart.
Like no. I thought they were like those things that get like your mind gets all screwed up, like from the movie Black Hole, maybe, where they get the.
Where they're like weirdo people, mind.
Yeah, it's like they get drilled into like, or no, it's Beastmaster. That's what they did. Remember they took the people and then put like worms in their ears and then ate out their.
That was Star Trek.
No, it was also Star Trek Wrath of Khan. So, see, there's so much cross-pollination of our fantasy style. Anyway.
Awesome. And it's cool.
Amazing.
It's like I found it to be not as effective in like the long like close-ups where it's soft focus, but when you see planes of things.
When it was in the Millennium Falcon and it was all the different people, like 3-4 back, I was like, oh my God.
My favorite was looking in the hallway where R2-D2 was talking to Princess Leia, and they had levels of those things sticking out.
Although when they came out and you saw the Death Star like hanging there, ominously.
On wires.
Awesome. No, but the Carillion Corvette, it's an egg carton. Seriously. Anyway.
So that was amazing.
That was amazing. So, is that it? Thank you guys so much for coming. Are you kidding me? Hope you guys had fun.
We're gonna do a little something else with the live audience, but we're gonna end the show now.
We'll have a Q&A.
Tune in next week's episode for the Q&A we're going to do.
Will there be some here though instead of an email question, or that was that?
You know what? We'll play that on the fly.
Right.
It's on the fly.
Special thanks to Dolby.
Dolby, most definitely.
Katie,
for setting it up at Revision 3.
Really awesome.
We really appreciate
Bruce,
it.
Meg for flying in. Bruce, thank you.
Meg for flying in. Jeff for hanging out with us.
Jeff Merchant does our website.
Yes.
Over there.
That's TotallyRadShow.com right there. Well, we hope you guys had fun. That is it for this end of the year wrap up here at Totally Rad Show. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Cannata.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg. You can follow us on Twitter.
Really?
You can follow me, because Jeff has beaten me all of a sudden. Am
I really?
Yeah, it was
I stopped
weird.
looking.
I know. I started, and that was a problem. / Danny TRS.
/ Alex Albrecht.
/ Jeff Cannata.
/ Steve TRS. That is it for this week's edition of the Totally Rad Show. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Who are you?
Courtney?
Let's get out of here and go someplace we can talk.
But you're in the show.
You're better than me because I don't know my line after that. After 95 performances of the same routine, I'm finally free. Let's go this way.
We swear this is all true. not just the
Oh, we're doing it? Hold on. You ready? I'm gonna preface it with dude, you cut that out. Dude, get back here, we're in the middle of a show.
The process at work. I'm gonna say pants, and you said it. Pants. Dude, we're in the middle of the show.
Dan's School of Acting.